Today at work, I saw two girls. One of them looked at the other and said, "Thank you that you helped me put up with my demons today." This very short sentence made my heart ache. It was so deep coming from one to the other that I just felt her. I felt her that she really needed a friend, a comforting friend that day to help her get over something, whatever that was. As I decided to move to another country and be an international student, I never considered this part of moving to be this hard for me, considering the fact that we all make friends inevitably somewhere during our school years, during our childhood years. I know that can be different for people. I know that can look different. Maybe some make less friends, maybe some make more friends, maybe they stay longer with their friends from kindergarten, I don't know. But as I moved here, I really tried to keep the connection with my old friends. I have a friend that I've been friends with since I was 5 and I was 6 and she was 5. And we really try to keep the connection alive and to talk about our lives with each other and share our struggles. But after the first few years, it was more like we were just talking about our past memories, and that was the point. It got really hurtful and really sad for me that we weren't able to make any new memories. We were just able to talk about the past ones. And even though we still try to make time for each other and have time to listen to each other's struggles and problems and sadness and also happiness, it's not the same. I think mostly because we don't understand each other's struggles anymore. We are both in two different spots in our life. I'm an international student with a lot of international student problems, so to say, and she is working as a midwife in our old town, and she's still single. I have a partner, so even in that area we can't really relate to each other anymore, even though I'm always happy to hear her stories. But because I don't have the same reactions as when I also was single, and I think she can feel in my voice that I don't really feel the same as before about this stuff. So she kind of gets disheartened, and I understand her. Like, I understand that she maybe wants also another single friend to have the same reactions and emotions towards, I don't know, all the activities, so to say, that they do. So when I moved to Germany, I didn't really try to make new friends right at the beginning. I had one of my friends that we moved to Germany together, and we had each other. Then I met my partner, and I was so busy with everything, with lockdown, and I really didn't have time to think about the fact that maybe, and I was also moving a lot. So in the past 5 years, I have moved 6 cities. So 6 cities and more than 6 houses. So like 2 houses, maybe 3 houses in some of the cities. And so I never was around a place long enough to develop friendships. And also it's a lot different when it's a person from your hometown than a person from another country. For the past 2 years, 1 year and a half that I've been living in the same city, I tried to make more friends, and I tried to put more time to develop longer term relationships with them. And there are some stuff I realized that I had never thought about them as I was growing up, because it was very inevitable. You went to school, there were classes, there were after school specials. I don't know, you went to people who don't come from English speaking countries, they maybe understand this better. We always go to English, like English language learning classes, or other languages after schools and stuff. So there are always opportunities for you to meet new people. And when you meet new people, one day you click with one of them. I don't know, it's not like you stay friends with all of them, but you will find someone, you will find your own people. In the past year, I decided that when I knew I'm going to be sticking around this city much longer than previous cities, I was like, okay, then I'm gonna put more time and energy towards the friendships that I'm making. So I think one of the mistakes that I made was having unrealistic expectations, because as I said, like in the past 6-7 years, I haven't tried to make new friends. And in the last year that I wanted to make friends, I had the same expectations as when I was in school. I was expecting the friendships to move along a lot faster, but I never realized that in adulthood, like no one tells you that in adulthood, when you want to make new friends, it takes a lot longer, just to get past a point where you can like share some details about your lives, or go to each other's houses. It takes a lot longer, and I tried this with many people. It can be different with like people from different cultures. Some take longer, some take shorter, but in general it takes longer than the friendships in your like childhood. And these expectations really made me disappointed, so to say, because I have never had any experience with this before. Yeah, the emotional investment was the thing that I really was giving gas on, but I didn't feel it coming from other people. Yeah, and the pace was also really a smack in the face for me. Like, I was looking forward to be more engaged in each other's lives at this point, but we're really not. And it's not like I feel that way and they don't feel that way. I also don't feel that way, but I also didn't expect that from myself either. And I feel like, because when you grow older, especially if you're a student in a new city, even not even a new country, like even if you're in your own country and you just move to another city for university, or you just move out of your house, out of your parents' house, and you get your own place, it could also apply to that maybe your priorities change. Like, when you live with your parents, your priorities maybe just like, okay, do my homework, do the stuff that I have, maybe I have a part-time job, or like I don't know, walk the dogs, help my parents a little, do the chores. But your priorities aren't really like, okay, I have to pay the taxes, I have to pay the bills, I have to be at work 4 times a week. I think because these priorities have changed, and I also realized that, for example, the difference between the students that were working during their studies and the ones that weren't working, we really don't understand each other. Like, I mean, like, I understand them. I feel like I understand them. Maybe I also don't, or they also feel like they're not being understood by me. But I feel like they don't realize that, like, half of my week goes towards working. So the other half I have to put towards studying, going to the university, spending time at home, all the other stuff, cleaning, shopping, spending time with friends, talking to my family. It's been really difficult and it's been really lonely. So I don't know if you also feel that way, but I feel this way very deeply. Like, it's been really lonely. Sometimes when I come from work and my partner isn't still home, or he has a project to do or something, and on a day that I'm really down and I know only a person who is living in my condition understands me. But by my condition, I mean like an international student who is also living in the same city, or at least this country. I really feel like I need that, just to talk to someone, just to explain how my day has been, or like when something makes me really happy and I know my family or friends from back home wouldn't understand the situation, why that thing has made me really sad or really angry or really frustrated. I just really needed a friend. And I always used to watch these videos like, I don't have any friends, but that's okay, type videos. And I was like, how can someone not have any friends? And I'm sure, like, by that, maybe some meant they really don't have any connections with any people, but maybe some of them also meant like they don't feel deeply connected to the people, for example, their classmates or colleagues or stuff. But I really get it now. It is really lonely, but you're kind of like, that's okay. Like, you can't push it, you can't force it. You have to feel that connection with someone. There has been people from my university who were actually wanting to move very fast in the friendships. But the thing is, if you really don't feel that forward in the friendship, then you are willing to move forward towards that point, it just doesn't feel right, it just doesn't feel natural, you know? And it does get lonely. It really does get lonely. Like, I was talking to a German colleague, and I was like, she really doesn't like living in the city that she's living in. And I was like, why don't you move? And she was like, because, well, I have all of my friends from my childhood and my family here. If I move, I wouldn't know anyone. And I kind of thought about the situation that international students have when they move countries, and you literally have no one. Like, literally, like, I recently learned, like, where do I go here when I need an item of clothing altered. Like, I recently learned that what is it called, or like, where is it located in my city, you really have to learn everything, like all the rules, all the problems, all the solutions, everything from scratch. So it would have really helped if I just realized I have taken my friendships back at home for granted. When I was back there, I was like when something came up, I always was like, okay, yeah, things happen, but they are really worthy. Like, you cannot replace the deep friendships that you have. And when you move to another part of the earth that you don't have any connection to them, well, it's just your loss. Like, I'm really grateful to be living in one of the best countries in the world. I'm really grateful for my situation. I'm really grateful that I have the job I like. I'm studying in a field that I really love. I'm healthy. But when you get lonely, you kind of forget about all that. You just feel like, I really need to talk to someone, even about all of this gratefulness, you know? So, yeah, I was like, to those girls, I was like, really cherish these days, because you'll never know. You'll never know if some of you decides to move out the country or move out the city or like take a job in another continent. Yeah. It felt good sharing this with you. Thank you for being here.